Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the November issue of the Canyon Country Advisory Committee. This is going to be our last meeting of the year, so we're going to go through some very special stuff. We'll start off as normal with our flag salute and some announcements, and then we want to show our gratitude to the first responders who keep our community safe, and they did such a tremendous job on the tick fire, and of course, we've had additional things happen, like last Thursday, where they also helped us dramatically. Then we'll have a discussion about California's new rent control bill, AB 1482, and they might call it rent control, but I call it rent explosion. And it's probably one of the worst pieces of legislation I've seen, but I'll explain to you exactly how it works, and I think you'll understand. Then we'll have a final word on the open space money transfer. The meeting finally did occur between the city manager and the financial accountability and audit team, and I'll explain how that worked, and we can take it from there. Then, because since this is the last meeting of the year, I thought we'd go through the Canyon Country Advisory Committee's year in review. We'll go through month by month, and we'll just quickly show you what occurred in each month's meeting, and we're going to provide the links for every one of those presentations. So I'll send that out to you in PDF, and then if you want to go back and look at anything that we've done over the past year, all those videos are still out there. Then lastly, we'll talk about our Canyon Country Advisory Committee goals for 2020. We got some pretty aggressive goals for the next year, and then we'll adjourn promptly at 9 o'clock. Then our version of public participation, if anybody signs up for first 5 people for a minute. Next meeting preview, which is really not the next meeting because there is no next meeting. We're going to be dark in December, and then we're going to adjourn promptly at 9 o'clock. Anyway, when we go through each year, for those of you that have never been here before, each month we go through and we talk about something unique that happened over the past year. We try to find things about people that have done something extraordinary, and in this case, unfortunately, we're going to talk about something that happened which is very sad, and I called it Sadness in Saugus. You'll see that come out in my Gazette article for next week. It'll be published tomorrow, and in this particular case, we had a youngster, a 16-year-old, create 16 seconds of stupidity and kill 2 very, very young students, one 14 and one 15. Dominic was 14 and Gracie was 15 at the school, creating a lockdown. We were on national television for all the wrong reasons, and but at the same time, the school system did a great job of getting the kids out. The sheriff's department did a great job of getting there on time. The fire department and the medical assistants got there to aid the kids that were injured. And I'm sure the Highway Patrol had a part of this. They didn't mention it, but I'm sure it was there as well. I think it's a time, and I don't want to belabor it today, but I think at some time in the future we'll try to get some people that deal in this, that understand what's different today, what pressures are being placed on our youngsters today that cause them to snap like that 16-year-old that wasn't there 20 or 30 years ago. What is it that makes people act the way they do today? And we'll see if we can come up with some kind of an explanation or some kind of suggestions that might be very worthwhile. The community came really together. This was taken at Central Park, and showed their solidarity and their grief over what happened, and it's continued to some extent on for the last few days, and it'll probably be with us for a little bit to come. So with that, Judy, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. For announcements, we have just a few. Coming back from Ahtna, we have an artist reception on November the 8th, and it talks about the gallery hours. You know what? I was really remiss last month because I normally say I send this stuff out in PDF so you can really read it because there's an eye chart while it's up there right now. But by the time the memo went out, everything had already happened. So I didn't send out. So I will make sure that I get this to you next week so that doesn't occur again. The 17th Festival of the Trees is being held at the town center. And let me see now. This is a fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club, which does a great amount of service to the community. Doors open at 10 a.m. And it's if you're over 18, it's $8, and if you're under 3, it's free. So all you guys change your driver's licenses and see what you can do. There is going to be a tour of all of the houses, the special houses that decorate for Christmas. And so there's going to be a Winter Wonderland tour. It's going to occur on December 7th from 9:30 to 4:30. And there will be tickets available. You could fill one of these out if you like, or give them a call if you would like to ride with them through and look at all those greatly decorated houses. And lastly, here from Ahtna, there's the Wonders of Creative Art, which they'll have exhibits that are running currently and all the way through December the 23rd. They're going to have a reception on November the 30th. So if you really want to see some of these great things, you can do that. And also this at that reception, the one-man show at the Canyon Theater Guild by Tony Hanna. From the Senior Center, there's their 8th annual Art Holiday Boutique, which will be November the 23rd and 24th at 10 to 4 p.m. at Hart Hall. And so admission is free, and you might find something that you really like. And then on Friday, December the 6th, they're going to have the Orchard Bluegrass Band do a country Christmas. And so, as it says, foot-stomping country Christmas music. There you go. So that's what's going on in the community. I guess there was one more there, which is the concert of holiday festivities, which is Monday, December the 23rd, and they're going to have it's going to occur during their lunch from 11:30 to 12:15 in their grand ballroom. You know, the one thing that didn't get mentioned that really kind of made me a little bit sad was that I didn't see anybody talk about things that we're going to do on December 7th. And maybe it's because, you know, I'm starting my 77th trip around the sun, that this date is as meaningful to me as it is. But realizing that it started our entry into World War II, there were so many of our fathers and brothers and uncles and cousins that went off to war, and probably it was the largest of the attack of its kind on the United States. And it was really sad. I was really sad to see that the last Arizona survivor died at 103. So it was a little bit sad, but that generation is passing. Now, most people think that I must be a boomer, right, a baby boomer, but I'm not. Because, you know, the greatest generation fought the war. The baby boomers were born after the war. But during the war, we were the silent generation. We didn't say much. Yeah, that's right. We are the silent generation, and the City Hall does not believe that at all. All right, so here's our next meeting. What? You have something?
Assemblywoman Smith gave me, her office did, if you're not finished with your real ID, there's handouts back there. Property taxes, managing them, and natural disaster recovery solutions. They're back on the counter back there.
Okay. So on your way out, stuff is there for you.
Take some for your neighbors.
Okay. For our next meeting preview, we're going to be dark in December. That's normal. It's a holiday time. Even we take a little time off sometimes. You know, that's not a bad thing. But we'll be back in action early on in January of 2020. So from the Canyon Country Advisory Committee, from our whole board of directors to you, we want you to have a very happy Thanksgiving and a very merry holiday season. enjoying your time with family and friends. We wish all of you, because we want to be politically incorrect, we wish all of you a very Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a Happy Kwanzaa, and a very Merry New Year. Please be safe in New Year. Do not end up in our city's bed and breakfast. So with that, I want to thank you very much for choosing to attend the Canyon Country Advisory Committee, and I hope to see you back next year. Thank you.